Okay, welcome everyone. This is the Pod Management and VOLTHA FCAPS Brigade call for December 2nd, 2019. I have started the recording. This is a public meeting. The recording will be published to our YouTube channel. So please keep that in mind with what you say during this meeting, that it will all be made public. Um, it has been a holiday weekend here in the United States, so some of us in the States may be just getting back to work this morning. I'm doing a little bit of catch up myself, but let's start with the JIRA review. Starting at the top of my list, I have Ashwarya, who is out, and Naga, who's filling in. So, would you like to do status, Naga?
Yeah, hi Scott. Code reviewer have submitted for two of the tickets. One is for the loss of key sync, and another is the venue loss of alarm. Both the code changes I have checked in. It's under review, and for the proto changes to check in, I need the event filter changes to be pushed in. So later the Protos changes can be pushed in, and the next the one new alarms related things we can check in.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, I think we're going to prioritize getting a Devmalia's event filtering patches merged, and yeah, getting all of that taken care of. This morning there were a few issues with unit testing. We're looking into them actively. So
Yeah.
Naga, the stories you have, those patches can't be merged until the event filtering gets merged first, right?
Yes, the Jenkins will fail actually,
Okay, yeah.
and yeah, and later the even there were some review comments. Those were updated in in my branches, but the indications.cc is owned by the JSON. So that needs to be little fixes need to be checked in, and later those things need to be pushed as well.
So this would be that one dependent issue. Was it Vol 2150, something like that?
Yeah, little Protos changes and naming convention changes. Those were the two three things I remember, and there were some last minute some comments were there. I actually sent out a mail as well yesterday, like related to that. So probably Jason might be in vacation. I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, I will read your mail and comment. It'd be good if we could just make like a list of everything that needs to get merged and in what order, so we can make sure to get it all in and catch whichever one might be a blocker, if there's any that are blockers.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, any other status, Naga?
Yeah, that's it. That's it from my side. Yeah,
Okay,
thanks.
let me see if yeah, we do have Devmalia. So Devmalia, would you like to talk about your status?
Yeah, sure. So as you know that for event filtering, the Volta protos got merged, and the components which had earlier the definition of alarm filter now have been migrated to event filtering, and most of the components are got merged. Only thing that remains is the changes in Volta Go that needs to be merged. So once that is merged, I can start with the component which actually stores, updates, and remove event filters.
Okay, great. Yeah, we will prioritize getting that patch in. So once that one is in, everyone who was blocked on the proto changes should be good to go, I assume. And these
Yeah,
other
sure. Yeah,
patches, yeah, these other patches you're working on will implement the filtering functionality itself, and nobody's currently blocked on those patches, I don't think.
yeah,
Okay, great. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for the work on this event filtering, and we'll try to get that in as quickly as we can this morning. Any other status, Devmalia?
no, apart from this, nothing else.
Okay, thanks a lot. Next up would be Delete.
Hi, I am working on the PM for Ethernet Layer 2 interface. There's a Jira 941. And I looked at the Jira. It looks like, it's kind of a broad requirement here. Like what I mean is that the Jira is asking to get the PMs at three different interfaces. One would be on the PON interface, one would be on the ONU to the ONT interface, and then on the same on the ONU, but this is towards the client interface, the ONU to ONU or the ONT to the client interface. One is towards the PON, one is to the client, right? So it's kind of, they want to know from the client what is being sent out and what is received on the ONU, and then what is received on the PON. And these are the things which the Jira is asking to get the information. And the information is basically the stats, right? Like the TX and RX stats for different packet size. So I want to know in this context, right, what has been done by different people here, right? Because this is talking at three different interfaces, right? So I feel this is like a big umbrella. The PM basically is nothing but a stats, periodical stats collection and reporting, right? So it's kind of the world of stats and PM is kind of go hand in hand, right? They are not two different things. So with this context, right, I want to, like I sent an email like late last, like Tuesday last week to Chip and Matt to see, is my understanding correct and what has been done in this whole context, and what is the design has to be, so that is where I'm still, looking at things. And people who have worked on PM and stats, please, provide me more pointers. I would be, happy, it would be much more meaningful to have a separate, like a meeting with the people who have worked in this area or who are interested to know or contribute and to get started in this area.
Yeah, I saw your email last week. I think Matt was out, but I do see Slack traffic from Matt this morning, so I think Matt is back. You might try pinging them on that email again, just now that everyone is back from the weekend, and see if you can get a response. If not, I can start looking for people as well.
Chip is here on the call, right?
Yeah, I just looked up my Gmail. I hadn't opened my Gmail.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Here, so.
I understand that.
Okay, yeah,
so
I'll
maybe, like whatever you have on the top of your head, you can throw it out to me, and then maybe, yeah, we can definitely have a follow-up email or meeting.
Okay, yeah, and I'll toss it back on the as a reply to the message so that other people can chime in. So.
Sure, understand.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks,
Okay.
Chip. So
okay.
the first one of these three, so it's within the Ethernet switch, the PON, the ONU ONT to the PON, and the ONU ONT to the client. So is the first at the PON interface? Is this at the OLT to the PON interface? Where exactly is that stat coming from? Or is that to be answered?
With respect to the OLT, right? This one, they did not specify towards the NNI. Maybe they missed it. I don't know, because when we get the stats, we can get on the PON towards the NNI and towards the, like the client, right? So first one, yeah, that requirement is missing, but definitely, if that is to be added, we can, I mean, this is a big umbrella.
Yeah, there should be another NNI one that's duplicated that's probably equivalent. So.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep that in mind when doing the investigation, just to clarify exactly where any of these are if it's unclear.
Sure.
Okay,
Chip,
yeah.
maybe like late today or tomorrow would be a good time to have a meeting on this with respect to you.
Are you asking me or
Chip.
asking Chip?
Chip.
Let me check really quick on my meetings. I think today might be the better of times. Yeah, I'm pretty much free except for I'm in Central Time.
Okay.
I can be free after this call at 11 o'clock if that works for you in 45 minutes. Or is that too early?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will tag along to that meeting if I'm available. So just to listen in and learn as well myself. Do you guys, Chip, do you think it would be valuable to have Matt on the call as well? Should we try to get a hold of him, or do you think?
What I'll do is I'll just send out to everybody on the email list. I'll just send out a GoToMeeting request. I can generate one while everybody else is doing the call today.
Okay, great.
So
Thanks, Chip.
And if they can join, they can join.
Wonderful. Thanks.
Okay.
So you would send the email request, right? I don't have to do anything right now.
Yeah. It should be hopefully out before we finish the meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great.
Sure.
Thanks. Anything else, Dilip? This sounds like a good start. You're getting researching this.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess a new week. Let's get started.
So next up would be Dinesh. Would you like to give your status, Dinesh?
Yeah, I was working on the Go module thing, then I added the Go mod stuff, and all the targets were building, and I sent the get it review, but I'm not sure about it, so I want to get it reviewed. And then I added all the latest API thing in the API document, so I updated the document because we removed the vendor dependency and changed some stuff like protocol and things like that. So I updated the API document.
Okay, great. Yeah, I will take a look at the API document. So the Go mod stuff, that's basically in a state right now where we need reviewers to look at it. So I will plan on looking at that myself, and I will find others to look at it as well if we need more reviews.
Sure. Thank you.
Sure. Anything else? What are you going to do after this Go mod stuff, Dinesh? Do you have a next item set up?
Yeah, so as a part of these two Garrett's, we added static analysis and lint style and things like that, right? So I will run those on the code and fix those errors.
Okay, great. Great. That sounds perfect. Anything else, Dinesh?
No, that's pretty much.
Okay, next up would be Divya. Do we have Divya here today? Doesn't look like we have Divya, though I do have Divya's status from last week was working on a design document. We do have that design document checked into the FCAPS folder. So what Divya is working on is logging changes, and what we've decided to do is we're going to do logging through etcd. So the command line tool VOLTCTL is going to write various configuration to etcd, and then each component, for example, the adapters or the cores or whichever component, is going to read that information from etcd and configure its logging. There will probably be a watcher mechanism or some kind of periodic way for the components to get their updated information from etcd. So this design document that Divya has created outlines how this process will work. I've only just started reading the document and commenting on it myself. Everyone else is, of course, also welcome to take a look at the document, but that is the basic approach that this configuration will go through etcd. David, I see you're on the call. If you could also look at the document and make sure that it sort of captures the discussion that you, myself, and Divya had, that would be great.
Yep.
But yeah, it seems like we have a pretty good handle on how this work is going to be implemented, and the design has come along pretty well. So I think I think this one's well in hand. Next up would be Ganesh. Would you like to give your status, Ganesh?
Yeah, last week I have pushed the remaining changes for port ID and timestamp as per the comment on Slack group we talked for 599, and yeah, so that's it. That is the under review. Once that is reviewed, I would like to close 599 Jira. So yeah, so that is one thing. And regarding the next activity, Saurabh Chattopadhyay has been talking with Saurav Das, so maybe he will let me know the next thing, and I'll communicate with you, Scott, accordingly.
Okay, great. So we feel that the Kafka topic exporter is pretty much wrapped up at this point.
Yeah, so especially 599, which was the last item in my bucket, and that is I have pushed everything related to that.
Yeah, well, thanks for all of your work on that, and I look forward to hearing what Saurabh and Saurabh have to say for your next item. If you need any input or suggestions from me, let me know.
Yes, sure, Scott. Yeah, sure. And if you could find some time, could you please put your review quickly, and so that we can close on 599.
Yeah, I will. I will get that.
Issue.
I will try to get that reviewed today. Thank you.
Yes. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Scott.
Sure.
Dinesh,
are you going to do demo end to end?
Yes. So yeah, this week, that was another point I wanted to talk. This week, I was trying to plan this on Thursday. So in our lab, they have done some upgrade. So I'm hoping that in a couple of days, our systems will become stable. In that case, I can do on this Thursday. If not, then maybe we can block 12th of this month. So how is that, Scott?
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. We've got Julie on the call, and she schedules the VOLTHA meeting. So how does Thursday work for you, Julie?
Thursday works for me.
Okay, so I'll update in a couple of days. If not, then 12th I can surely make it.
So the 12th would be Thursday of next week. I think either of those sounds good to me. If they sound good to Julie.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Can you hear me on the audio?
Yeah, I hear you, Julie.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. I think you didn't hear me the first time. So yes, this Thursday's fine, and I believe next is as well.
Okay, great. Yeah.
I need to check next one, but I know this Thursday's fine.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah, so just let us know whether it's ready this week, and if it is, we'll do it this week. Looking forward to seeing it.
Sure. Yeah, I'll update in today, or in a day or two. Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. Let me see if we have Ankar. Yes, Ankar, welcome back. And would you like to give your status, Ankar?
Yeah. Hi, Scott. Hi, all. So basically, I'm working on SEPA 749. So as per the mail, Scott, so we have decided to split this epic into a multiple stories. So basically, first story is like CLI implementation and adding the protobuf changes is completed. So maybe tomorrow I can put the review request for these two items. The third item is like I'm doing the VOLTHA core changes. So maybe I can do that. And if like whatever the last mail suggestions from the Kane and Matt, so I'll try that also. and if I required any help, then I can ask you for the help. So this is the update from my side.
Okay, great. Thanks, Ankar. Yeah, if you need any help, just let us know, and I will look into it myself or facilitate getting people who can help with it. You'll handle splitting this issue up yourself, or would you like help with the JIRA management?
I'll handle myself. So maybe tomorrow I'll create all this ticket and I can give you for the review.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anything else, Ankar?
Oh no, that's it from my side.
Okay, great. Next up, I think would be Rohan, but he is I don't see him on the list today, so I will touch base with Rohan during the week over Slack. I think what Rohan was doing was looking into a couple of the performance metric issues, researching what's going to be involved in them, and trying to pick one as a primary work item. So I will touch base with Rohan and see how that search has gone. Does anyone else have any status or JIRA related items that you would like to talk about? Okay, let's see what else I have on the agenda. Just a reminder, everyone, try to monitor your JIRA and try to always have an in progress story. And particularly if you feel your in progress story is going to wrap up soon, make sure to have a to do story so that you're ready to jump into new work when your in progress story does complete. That helps myself as well as all of the other management track brigade progress. And I do appreciate the work that everyone is doing on keeping their JIRA status up to date. The other thing I had in here was the new design document. There's a link to that. So anyone who would like to give input on how we will be managing logging throughout the VOLTHA stack, please give that design document a look and get your comments in there so that we can get Divya's design finished and Divya can start the implementation effort on that. I don't see anything else to talk about today. Does anyone have any topics that you would like to bring up before we adjourn? Okay, if not, then I will be in touch with you all through Slack during the week. If you have any questions or need any help on your work items, just let me know, and we will plan on having this meeting again on Monday. Thank you, everyone, for attending.
Sure, thanks.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.